This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Now, you might be tuning in and say, Retro, you were just in the studio, bro. We just listened to you for about 30 minutes, man. Well, it is what it is. This is my little time where I like to just talk to you guys. And to be honest with you, I'm noticing that. Um, Let me double check something here. Okay, I think we should be connected now. I don't know what's going on, but my center doesn't want to connect properly. And yesterday we were on our way down to Georgia, and me and the wife and went live, and I noticed that there was somebody was saying in the comment section that there was no audio; it was all wind noise. So um, normally it's supposed to connect whenever I connect the phone, but it says phone connected, but when I go live, it's not. So hopefully you can hear me, and because I had something that I wanted to say, but anyway, and we're going to say it, but but the point I was getting ready to make before I checked to see if the audio was good, and hopefully it is that the algorithm, I don't know, when I go live, it pushes it out differently. It seems like we get different people that tune into this live than when I'm live from the studio. And it very well could be because of the fact that when I'm in the studio, I'm using a third party to send the feed to YouTube, Facebook, and stuff like that. And so maybe that affects the algorithm in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm pretty sure it does. It's almost like that doesn't feel right. I got to check that. But whenever you go live straight from the platform, YouTube, I do believe that the content and stuff is handled differently. So I have seen different viewers watching when we go live like this. So I said, you know what? I'll continue to do it just because. So today, what I want to talk to you about for the next 15, 20 minutes, probably not even that long, is the fact that I want to talk about the rain. Now, we've heard the saying before, you got to learn to dance in the rain because, sometimes you have rainy seasons. And if you cannot dance in the rain, then you very well may be stuck in the house. You may be stuck in a particular situation because of the rain. And so sometimes we got to take the bad and see the good. We got to take the bad and make it work for our good. And so don't let rain, metaphorically speaking, stop you from doing what you got to do. I've got a saying that I've adopted, and I guess I'll put it on a T-shirt one day. And it's simply weather doesn't dictate whether or not we ride, but the gear we wear when we ride. So we're going to ride regardless of what the weather is looking like. But depending on what the weather looks like will determine what gear we put on. So you're not going to stop us weather. You're just going to help us decide what to do during this type of weather. And so when you apply that to your life with your situations and circumstances, you don't stop going for your goals. You don't stop going after your dream. You may have to adjust, and you may have to even retreat. But you don't stop. You retreat so that you can regroup, and come up with another plan. Not necessarily a better plan, but a more effective plan. How do you know that sometimes it's not that this plan was better than the first plan? It's just that it was more effective. Okay, and as it relates to that, it can be more effective depending on who's receiving it. Oh man, come on now. Okay, so I heard a story, and I believe it to be true because I don't believe the person to be a liar. And they took this individual out to celebrate, and they took them to a really nice restaurant, fancy restaurant, and everything. And the person was so uncomfortable, they ended up having to leave there and take them to some little, So again, sometimes it's not so much that it's a better plan, but it's a more effective plan. And fancy restaurant I'm sure was better in many regards, but it wasn't as effective because of who they were dealing with.
Somebody ought to catch that. Yeah. You ought to catch that. In the words of K Solo, that's a nugget. All right. Shout out to K Solo. If you guys have not already gone over to his YouTube channel, do so. Like and subscribe over there, K Solo the Rider. But anyway, sometimes we've got to recoup, and we've got to go out again. Teflon the Don, what's going on, big dog? God bless you, sir. And so if you don't learn, ladies and gentlemen, to dance in the rain, you may be stuck in the house for a long time. Because sometimes we go through rainy seasons. Sometimes we go through seasons where, number one, you knew it was going to rain that time of year. And you didn't do the proper preparation so that it would not be a problem but a benefit. Because the other day we was getting all this rain, but guess what? We needed it. We needed the rain, So what I did was I prepped for it. I got certain things in place so that when the rain comes, it was already coming, we could benefit from it. Certainly our grass and other, plants and stuff like that. So here's the other aspect of rain that I want to talk about. I was on my way somewhere the other day, right, on my bike, and I look at the forecast, rain, waiting on my road captain. Okay, Teflon, where you headed to, boss, man? Oh, PA Four Corners, loaded. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I got the patches. They already on my desk and everything, man. And just keep me in the loop. Let me know because as soon as you guys knock it out, shoot, man, I'm coming up there to deliver those patches, man. Depending on when you guys pull the trigger to do it, I might even slide up there and ride it with y'all. This month is not good for me. I've got a whole list of stuff to get done for this ride that I'll be doing on the end of the month, and trying to see here. Just let me know when you guys decide on doing it, though, bro. And who knows? But one way or the other, we're gonna get up there and get them delivered to you. We just got back last night from Georgia, down in the Hinesville area, delivering some patches to Worldwide Riders. They launched out, I think, week before last, and they did it. I think there was 8 of them all together, and that 8 was representing 3 of their chapters. The Georgia chapter, North Carolina chapter, and the Maryland chapter were in attendance, man. So that was real cool, man. They knocked it out. They made it look easy. And speaking of rain, they ran through some rain, but they said the rain did not hinder their progress. It didn't put a damper on their experience, because rain is expected, folks, especially during certain times of the year. So shift, maneuver in such a way that, it works for you. And again, like your boy always tell you, the weather doesn't dictate whether or not we ride, but the gear we wear when we ride. So I got ready to ride the other day. I look at the forecast, rain. I'm a rider, so, I ain't going to let a little rain necessarily deter me. Now, there are days where I don't care. I just don't feel like riding in the rain. You know what I do? I don't ride in the rain. Don't let nothing and nobody force you to do something you ain't feeling. Some of us, you got to be careful, because you earn a reputation. You establish a reputation. You build a reputation. Whatever. You got a reputation now. Don't let that reputation push you to an early grave. Yeah. Don't let what others perceive of you to put you in a predicament that don't end well. You got to be strong enough to say, you know what? I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. I ain't feeling it. I ain't doing it. Period. In the story. That's why I give mad respect to people who say, you know what? I know y'all want me to do this. I know y'all expect me to do it. I want to do it. I expect to do it. But because of this reason, that reason, or the other, I ain't doing it. And so shout out to you folks that are grown enough to make those decisions. Okay, cool, good deal. And so here I am. I was like, you know what? Do I want to get wet? Maybe I'm not going to ride today. But at the last moment, I said, you know what? I got to make it do what it do in terms of get up here, get this stuff done, and do it, And so I decided to ride anyway. And again, I'm not afraid of a little weather, But here's the point, though, folks. I didn't get rained on. So sometimes we let the threat of a thing stop us from doing what's necessary, what's needed, what's got to be done. Yeah, you might get wet, but you might not. So don't let the threat of it stop you or hinder you from doing what you got to do. That's all I wanted to tell you today, folks. I got out there, man. It was a little cloudy. At one point, it seemed like there was a little bit of mist, but it wasn't no rain. Before you knew it, the sun came out. And when the weatherman, and in this case, the weatherman, when I say the weatherman, you know, you can slip in your haters, your naysayers, the negative, Debbie Downers, you know, pessimistic Paul, you know, you can put all of them in there. When they what is the word I'm looking for? Okay, guys. When they predict rain, they're not always 100% accurate. They may say there's rain in the forecast, but it might be one little area. And once you get through that, you Gucci. Once you get through that, you good. We were coming back from Georgia yesterday, and they, you know, in the forecast, it was rain and thunderstorms. Now, rain is one thing, thunder is another thing, lightning is another. And so here we are. We're getting ready. We were actually having lunch, and before we hit the road to come on back, and we look outside. It's just as gloomy as can be. We can see the clouds. My wife said we're gonna get wet, you know, and so we said, well, let's get on out of here. So we cut it short, got ready to get up out of there, and she was like, you think I should put my rain gear on? I said, if you want to. I said, otherwise we'll just stop and, you know, we'll put it on. So she said, all right. So we take off, get ready to leave. Before we even got out of the parking lot, guess what? Yeah, you can feel the rain, you can feel the mist and everything. So so we got to the gas station, gassed up, and we threw on our gear. And sure enough, it opened up. It started raining on us. It wasn't a miserable rain, but it was rain nonetheless. And so we had to ride through a portion of the rain. But we got on it, and I kept it moving. You know, sometimes we slow down because of what we're dealing with. And again, I'm not, you know, safety first and first safety. But I didn't get over there in the right lane and was doing 20 miles an hour. I got in the left lane, and I made it do what it do. I was traveling at a safe speed. I wasn't breaking the speed limit. I was driving at a safe speed for the conditions. But my point is, sometimes we slow up and we cause the rain season experience, etc., to linger. Nah, bro. Make it do what it do. And before you know it, we drove out that portion of the rain because we were going north and the rain was going east. It was going out toward the coast. So sometimes you got to realize, you got to check this thing and realize, look, the direction that I'm going is this way. This is coming from that way. If I continue in that direction and it continues in that direction, we're going to be out of this in no time. Yeah, we're going to be out of it in no time. So don't let the threat of rain or bad weather, as we would say, inclement weather, don't let it stop you. Keep on doing what you got to do. If rain chances are 45% or above, I'm packing my rain gear. That part right there. TD205 in the building. What's going on, brother? Another, how do I want to say this? TD205 is the first one to complete the Alabama Four Corners ride. Shout out to my man, TD205 in the building. Now, on a good day, and when I say on a good day, when I'm actually operating on all cylinders, I try to pack my rain gear. And right now I've got it in there, but it's really not rain gear. I really need a new rain gear setup. I was looking at some stuff last night, and so that's what I need to do. But typically, you know, I normally pack my bike for the season, you know, which I only pack it for 2 seasons, winter and summer. So my winter gear stays in the bike, at all times until we're facing this stuff that we're facing right now. This 90-some degree weather and everything. Um, but as far as rain gear, typically your rain gear should stay on your bike 24/7 because even though they're not calling for rain, you can get caught in the rain, and that's real talk right there. But I'm guilty of it too, though. Sometimes I'll empty out my bike because I need the space. Um, and so anyway, right now I need a new rain gear, a new rain suit, and I'm looking at that Klim, but good lord, that stuff pricey. That's that high dollar budget stuff. And but I want it, and you know what? Eventually, sooner or later, I'm gonna get it. Um, because I got a little Miata thing going on over there. Because if you are out there in this stuff, man, you're gonna have to invest in your field of I don't know, expertise or whatever it is. Milwaukee Leather makes good rain suits. I'll look into that. Milwaukee Leather. Is the rain suit leather? Is it a leather suit or just made by Milwaukee Leather? Um, and thanks for letting me know that, Terrence. And if anybody else is watching this, whether live or the replay, what is your choice of rain gear and why? There are some who swear by Harley, and they say they make a good rain suit. I had a Harley rain suit, and it wasn't the plastic kind; it was actually the fabric kind. And over time, it just lost its repellent. I understand you could redo them to be, but it was kind of big anyway. So I think I'm just gonna opt to just get a new one here soon. Hopefully before my big trip at the end of this month to go to the Three Flags Classic. I'll do one by then. But ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, I want to say thank you for pressing play and being a part of the Retro Philosophy Show. I'm not at my destination yet, but I'm almost there. I may stop and get me a bite to eat because y'all know I'm greedy, right? Y'all know I'm always hungry. Yeah, you can call me anything you want to, just don't call me late for supper. That's how greedy I is. Always hungry. And so I think I am going to stop at this little diner that I normally stop at. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm going to stop in here and grab me something to eat. I always look at the menu, take about 5 minutes only to get what I always get, the same old, same old. Anybody else like that? I do that all the time. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, man, we're looking forward to this ride at the end of the month, man. And make sure you guys follow us because we're going to be capturing most of it right here on YouTube. I don't know how much, if any, I will be capturing on Facebook. So make sure you guys have hit the subscribe button. That's if you care to follow me on the trip. I'm going to be sharing the route that I'll be taking a little bit later on. I got to finish it because I've added some things to it. I've decided to go ahead and do the four corners of the United States on that same trip. And so the plan is to make some stops along the way to grab some monuments. I'm not a real monument guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm more of a mural guy than a monument guy. But you know, I ain't mad at a good monument. You know. But I'm gonna make some stops along the way. Sturgis is one of them. I don't need the Sturgis rally per se. Stay away from the Waffle House. Okay, brother. Yeah. No Waffle House today. It's another little local joint, and it's not too bad. More so a time thing, and a nap afterwards. But when I'm traveling, you know, a lot of times I'll just hit a Waffle House because, especially when you're down in the southern states, you got one almost at every exit, and you can, for the most part, get in and out. And so So for that reason, they're right off the highway most of the time. So for that reason, I hit up, the Waffle House most of the time. Plus, it's high dollar cuisine. I mean, it's just top of the line cuisine. You know what I mean? You gotta, yeah. So the awful waffle in the building, folks. Um, but yeah. So no Waffle House today. I did contemplate stopping there. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna go hit up this little diner here. I'm getting ready to pull up on it now. So thank you guys for tuning in. And again, make sure you are subscribed. Again, that is if you care to follow our journey. I'll be hitting up some states that I haven't gotten yet, so that's going to be cool. Been to Canada, haven't been to Mexico, so we'll be touching Canada as well as Mexico. And I was telling somebody about going to Mexico, and you would have thought they saw a ghost. They froze, and it was hilarious. But they were so serious, They're like, oh, you might not want to go there. You might want to reconsider, everything that's going on down there. And I get it, you want to be safe, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I won't be alone. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people doing the trip. It's like a rally ride. It's not really a race. There's checkpoints from Canada to Mexico that we have to hit at certain times and things like that. So it should be pretty exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, thank you so much.